So now I'm getting someone expected you to be their like best supporter, right? Like they expected so much from you, and they were serious about this. They were not playing. Like they had a whole list for you. Like I expect you to do this, that, this, that, this, that, this. I expect this from you. Yes, this, that, this, that. This how they was acting. And then you just so kind that you was like, yes, I love you. I'll do it. Yes. What do you want me to do? I'll do it. That was you. You just felt like, yeah, I got it. I'll do it. And then you noticed that they weren't there for you in that same way. And it was kind of like, oh, what happened? What happened? I thought we had a good flow. I thought this was reciprocity. But I don't feel like it was. That's how the message is coming through. Like this person just had a whole line of all types of work for you to do. And then you're like, okay, so I need you to do this for me. And then they was like, oh, I'm busy. He was like, wait, why are you always busy? So you expect me to do all these things and you can't even do that for me? Isn't this a relationship? Aren't we doing this together? Or am I alone? I feel like that's how you felt. And the more you started to feel alone, the more you were like, you know what? I don't think this is right for me. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right. Because they were really influencing you to be a certain way, but they couldn't give what they received. I feel like that's one of the key reasons why a lot of relationships just fall apart. Because one person is doing so much and the other person is not doing a bit of nothing. Not even a bit of nothing. That's zilch. Nada. They weren't doing anything. So it's like, how do you expect, why do people think that will work? You have to be really out of touch to really think that type of dynamic is going to work out well. Or the person that's doing everything has to be like really, I don't know, kind of like sensitive and like kind of like passive, and they would have to have a certain energy to stay in that type of relationship for extended periods of time. Now, many of us have done that, stayed in a relationship that been over. Even I have. I stayed in a relationship for longer than I should. And I'm sure many of you have as well. Because many times it's due to like comfort. You might feel like everything's not comfortable. However, once you know someone for a certain amount of time and you're around them a lot, there's a sense of comfort that is just there. It's like a comfort level, and this comfort will make you stay in a relationship where you feel abandoned or you feel like there's no synergy. It just feels like, well, I might as well be alone because I already feel like there's no chemistry. Like the chemistry is like, it's not there. And I feel like this is something that was a challenge for you because, and I also feel like many of you like to be there for your person. Like you enjoy that. You enjoy supporting your person. But then when you need them and they're not there, it's like someone feeling bad about something that happened and you're like there for them emotionally and making sure that they're good and like being attentive. And then you have a similar situation and they're like completely ignoring you. They hear what happened. They're just like out of touch. Whatever it could be. It's just something that it affected your mood. And yeah, we're responsible for our own mood. But when you're with someone, it is nice to have that emotional connection because then that's like a different layer of fulfillment in a relationship that not everyone can serve. Not everyone can give someone that mental communication. Not everybody could do that. Some people can only give what they give, and it's not the things that are the most important. And that means a lot. Like some people could give what they give, but it's not what's most important. So one will be left feeling like they are without. Even if they do have some things, if you're missing what's most important in a relationship, and to you as a person, you'll automatically feel a sense of loss, even when you're with a person. And I think that's a really sad state to be in, because many people are in that state right now, and many people have experienced that before. Now, it's good, actually, I think, if you experience this at least once, because you'll have experience to know what to do and what not to do, and what to look for in the future, like in someone, to gauge their emotional intelligence and their ability to communicate, their ability to be open with what they have on their mind instead of being closed off. That's another problem that a lot of people have. When they get angry, they close off and they don't say anything at all. Sometimes it's necessary, but it can't be like that all the time, because then the relationship's going to fall apart. There should be like a window for someone to think, yes, but eventually they're going to have to say something. It's going to have to be communication. But I feel like a lot of people are avoidant, to the point where they don't want to talk at all about it. They just want to sweep it under the rug like it didn't happen. And then the wound of that, like, emotional pain, it's like it gets infected, because it's like things just get worse. The emotions are all out of whack because there's too much left unsaid and too many things that were never said at all. I guess that's the same thing, right? How about too much things left unsaid and not enough listening, you know, not having a willingness to listen and just have patience, I think, too. This is just a representation of an imbalanced relationship. It's just not balanced. So anytime anything is not balanced, it's going to be off kilter, and it's going to cause the energy in the environment to shift, because it's just not going to be right. No matter how you look at it, it's not going to be right. It's not going to feel right. It's going to feel very uncomfortable. And either one person is going to opt out, or both are just going to be disengaged altogether. Then at that point, you're in the same environment, but there's no real communication. So it's like, okay, now we're just roommates now, you know? So some of you could still be in this relationship now. Maybe. I'm trying to see if I feel that. Hold on. Some of you are, but not all of you. But for some of you, this is a past situation where this thing is doing that again. It makes me want to stop the reading. I don't know if you guys can hear it, though. You probably can. If you can hear the birds chirping. Maybe it's a weed whacker. It's like the screeching on a chalkboard to me a little bit. Not as bad, but it's kind of similar to that. Like a big bee buzzing in my ear. Okay. I'm trying to ignore it, but it's like, okay. I feel like I lost my voice real quick. I feel like many of you feel like you lost your voice. You feel like you lost your voice in a relationship. Like you weren't expressing yourself the way you wanted to. Like, really. Like, there was some things you really had to say. But I feel like you held back for a long time. But eventually, hopefully, you released that. I feel like many of you did eventually. But some of you, there's things that you still didn't say. Yeah, for some of you, there's things that you still didn't say. But at this point, I don't even feel like you want to say it anymore. And I don't feel like you didn't say it because you didn't want to say it. I feel like you didn't say it because this person wasn't willing to listen. This is just someone who's selfish in a space where it could be detrimental to relationships. Because there's a healthy way to be selfish and an unhealthy way. And I feel like the way they use their selfishness is very unhealthy and toxic. And it really affected you on various levels. And for some of you, you have had children with this individual, so it makes it even more difficult. because it feels like for some of you, this person that you had this child by is not like in the child's life the way that they could be. And it's just because they're so into themselves that they don't even put their children first. They're just thinking about themselves. And I know that's hard. I do. I know. But as long as you continue to move forward and know that you are capable, and continue to strengthen yourself, strengthen your heart, your mind, your love for self, you'll be fine. You know, it's just a matter of being as positive as possible when it comes to how you look at things and look at your life, and make sure you pinpoint what you're grateful for. Make sure you show gratitude even for the little things. For the things that other people might see as insignificant, make sure you show gratitude, because it helps to elevate you. Because you show spirit, like, look, I do appreciate, and I am thankful. And the spirit's like, I see that. God is like, I see that. So you, my child, you deserve more. That's when you're given more, when you show that you can handle more, because you are content and you are peaceful within self and within your own circumstances, and you're grateful for what you have. That's when you prove that you deserve more. You know, because sometimes people get real cruel. If they're struggling through something, they get very cruel to others when they really don't have to be, because they have trouble handling their own emotional state and their own circumstances. Instead of taking time to think and plan, they get frazzled and they don't know what to do. And they can't think. They're unstable. And then I just heard, don't allow the instability from the past person to linger in your life after they're gone. Because sometimes people's energy can kind of like stick with you for a while, and it'll be hard for you to get back into your groove. Push yourself into the groove so that you can feel like yourself again. Okay? Alright? Alright. Everything you do it with love. The creator is in you, and the magic is too, because you are magic. I'll see you in the next message.